talk about, immediately it gets on our mind that which is something related to pollution only. Either it may be air pollution or water pollution or both of them. That only the thing we keep it in our mind, isn't it? Hello? Am I wrong?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So now I am asking, what is meant by environment? Or what is meant by atmosphere? You please tell me, answer for anyone, and then for the next one answer, you can get it. What is meant by atmosphere or environment?
What is there in the surroundings is the environment.
Okay, what is there in the surrounding? Yes, okay, it is correct answer. So now you please answer to me, atmosphere is in the environment or environment is in atmosphere? So what is meant by atmosphere? What is there in the surrounding is this environment, you said, that is correct. What is meant by atmosphere?
Which lies in the environment.
Which lies in the environment. Now, so you just think little widely. You please come out of the round. Actually, anyone else can answer to me? Shall I wait for 2 minutes? Or will proceed? Hello?
I think you can proceed, madam. There are only 9 participants. That's the number of participants.
Okay, you just tell to your friends to join in all the classes, and also all people requested to join. It's up to you people. Either how much you are interested from that, we can understand. That will be reflected in your exams also. Okay, I'll tell you. Environment, this is the subject sharing class. Wherever the important questions will come or questions are coming, I will tell you this is important like this. For this particular unit also, I have some PPT, but I am unable to open it. Sorry, extremely very sorry. If possible, I will forward to your email ID. I will send to one particular person. That particular one will circulate to every one of you. In next class, I will try to provide the PPT. Now, I would like to say, atmosphere means, from the name itself, we can understand which covers everything, which covers temperature, pressure, and the structure of entire ecosystem, whether it contains biotic, abiotic system, water is there or not, any airflow is there or not, temperature difference is there or not, pressure difference is there, rainfall is there or not, air movement is there or not, clouds is there or not, how it is moving. The movement is depending upon the pressure and temperature, which are all the things are lying in the atmosphere. Below that, living and non-living things are existing that surveys with the help of atmospheric composition, which is nothing but air and water or water vapor. We can say that we could not see the water vapors are existing in the atmosphere, but without that water vapor, nothing is there in the entire world. So when we are talking about all these components is called atmosphere. In that atmosphere, if you take any particular area or a region, in that particular area, how this atmospheric composition or atmosphere impacts on that particular area, that is called environment or environment impact. The area which is surrounded by us, that is called environment. The environment is simply will say means ruled out by, controlled by atmospheric. So that is atmosphere, this is environment. In environment, because of the activity of both living and non-living things, and these activities which changes the existing atmosphere composition or properties, then the pollution will come into the or come on the atmosphere, environment. So there is a interrelation between the atmosphere and the environment. Without environment, there is no atmosphere. Without atmosphere, there is no environment. Both are interrelated. From things are leaving from the environment, which goes to the atmosphere. From the things are coming from the atmosphere, which comes to the environment. There is no interaction, means there is no cycle. Whatever the life cycle you would have studied in ecosystem or ecology, that is carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle, many cycles you would have studied. If you see the entire ecosystem, the interaction between the living and non-living things, between the atmosphere and the environment, which is balanced, means the ecosystem will be balanced. If there is any deviation in any particular aspect, then which causes or which makes harmful to both the biotic and the abiotic system, then we are defining that is called a pollution. If the pollutant is in the form of liquid, means we are telling that that is water pollution. If it is in the form of gas, means we are telling that is air pollution. If it is in the form of sound, means that is called noise pollution. All these pollutants which spoil the land, means that is called soil or land pollution. These are all the way for easy understanding of each and every department and parameter experts. They are defined like this. But the entire thing is, we can say the atmosphere will be deviated from its own composition by the interaction of human being, that is called pollution. So for our easy understanding, and we'll make to develop or to protect the environment and the atmosphere, we people have categorized like this. So in this particular course, we are going to see about air pollution and control technologies. So once we come to know that air related with the air, means we should understand what is meant by atmosphere. Actually, the entire Earth system, if you take, the Earth system is controlled by sun or solar radiation only. So how the people have defined that? The sun's energy, which is termed in terms of solar radiation. This solar radiation is only control the entire ecosystem, that is called Earth Atmosphere System, EA system people are called. The amount of sun energy or solar radiation which reaches to the Earth's surface, which controlled by two important factors. One is the atmosphere, which is nothing but which behaves like a blanket or kind of filter that is between the sun and the environment, that is called atmosphere. And another one is Earth-Sun geometry, which is nothing but distance and amount of solar radiation which exposed into the Earth's surface. Based on these two factors only, the Earth atmosphere system is being worked. So next we will talk about what is meant by atmosphere. Atmosphere, which is nothing but which can be easily understood by any people by its composition, temperature, structure, and pressure. Actually, we know that the air is a fluid. There is no particular direction to move. Based on the pressure and the temperature difference, the air will move from one direction to another direction. That will be defined, or that is defined as technically, that is called wind. So that wind, pressure distribution, temperature, and the composition or cloud cover. This is the important composition of atmosphere. This composition of air is primarily consisting of two groups of gases. One is clean, dry air. That is what God created naturally. That contains dry, clean air. And another one is variable gases. This variable gases is only responsible for the air pollution. And another one is called fixed or clean dry gas. This dry clean gas will not affect any gives any impact to the atmosphere. Only the variable gases will give the impact to the environment. So what is that free or clean dry gas? Anyone can say what is the composition? Hello. Anyone can answer to me that what is the air composition? What is the composition of air?
78% nitrogen and 21% is oxygen.
Oxygen. The remaining are?
Remaining argon, helium.
Other few gases.
Other gases.
Like CO.
Fuel gas. Others are what, sir? Fuel gases.
No, like argon, helium.
0.4%.
Hydrogen.
Okay, those are called How much, sir? Carbon dioxide?
0.4%, ma'am.
No. 0.03 only. Now it is every 10 years or every 1 decade, 0.6% is increasing, 0.6 degree is increasing. So even until it is not reached that much, okay, 0.03 it is a composition, 0.04 it may reaches. It may not be 0.4.
Okay.
Understand? Okay. Then anybody else?
I think.
Yes, tell me, sir, please.
Madam, I think.
What, sir? Well, I couldn't hear your voice.
0.02, madam.
No, sir. Actually, the dry clean gas contains 0.03% of carbon dioxide. Now, due to this greenhouse effect, the carbon dioxide concentration is keep on increasing in the atmosphere. That is being reported by 0.6 degree centigrade per every decade. It is increasing since 19th century. If we take it also, it will not be like that. So altogether, it may reach its maximum of from 0.03 to 0.04 on percentage basis. Distribution of gases in atmosphere. So it does not mean that it occupies more. It will be reducing the concentration of other gases. We cannot say no. You understood? Actually, air consists of nitrogen 78%, 21% oxygen. The remaining are carbon dioxide and some of the noble gases, or we can say inert gases. So this CO2 concentration is keep on increasing, which increases means it cannot be replaced by some other gases. You understood? Hello?
Yeah, yes, madam. Yeah.
Okay, so when it is increasing too much, which will give some sort of negative impact to the atmospheric component. So what it happens, it increases the temperature. So when it increases the temperature, it started melts the polar ice. When polar ice started melts means the seawater level is started increases. When seawater level increases, lower lying area is immersing into the sea. So the sea surface is increasing, the land surface is decreasing. These are all the impact of increasing of concentration of CO2 in atmosphere. That is the thing we will discuss in detail when we are going to talk about greenhouse effect and global warming. So why I wanted to say that if the concentration of particular gas is increasing in air, that cannot be replaced by other components, and it cannot be expanded also. It is a fixed moment, which gives some sort of negative impact to the atmosphere. That is only the problem of atmospheric pollution, nothing else. You understood? So this carbon dioxide, how it affects other facts, either how it affects animals, how it affects plants, how it affects building, how it affects other components, how it affects whatever I said, the impact of global warming and greenhouse effect. That is the impact. Understood? So I'll tell you the dry clean gas which contain, whatever you people said that is 100% correct, 78% of nitrogen and 21% of oxygen, and the remaining are noble gases, or we can say inert gases, something like argon, krypton, xenon, helium, etc., along with the 0.03% of carbon dioxide. And along with that, hydrogen will be very, very less, that is 0.00005%. That will be moving here and there. It will not take much part on atmosphere, but when the air is using as the accident in some of the reactions, there it plays a major role. But anyhow, this dry clean gas, which will not affect any sort of problem or determining the weather changes due to this gas composition in atmosphere. If one component will increase, means due to this cycle, nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle, carbon cycle, one somewhere it will be fixed, somewhere it will be released. On the whole, the balance will be achieved. But nowadays, due to increasing trend of industrialization, commercialization, urbanization, which includes all these things in automobiles X, Y, Z. this concentration of carbon dioxide started increases in atmosphere, which reflects on temperature increases in atmosphere. That is the impact of carbon dioxide, weather changes in dry gases. But other component will increase or decrease. It will happen one day, next day it will be balanced. Nothing will happen at all. At the same time, I have told you about some of the variable gases. The variable gases are, in general, water vapor, methane, nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, and ozone. These 5 gases are generally considered as variable gases in atmosphere. These variable gases are takes major role in changing weather, or we can say climate change in the atmosphere. So we'll discuss one by one. Suppose from that information I can say about the carbon dioxide and oxygen and nitrogen, they are playing major role or takes major role in living things. For example, 78% of nitrogen and 21% of oxygen, both together, how much it is? 98% of volume in atmosphere, isn't it? People are there or not?
Yes, ma'am. We are there, ma'am. We are there.
Okay. Now I'm telling that around 98% by volume, this oxygen and nitrogen is occupied in the atmosphere, isn't it? And what happened? Both these gases are playing very important role, or which takes important, which has important associations with the life. Why? Because this nitrogen is removed from the atmosphere by mainly some specialized bacteria that they are called nitrogen fixating bacteria in the Earth's surface, and some of them deposited in the atmosphere by precipitation, which is nothing but rain. These two process takes atmospheric nitrogen into the Earth's surface, and again this nitrogen will come back to the Earth atmosphere. That is by whenever we are burning this, wherever the nitrogen fixed form of nitrogen is available, where we are burning it, it will be coming out of nitrogen as in the form of nitrogenous gases, as well as some of the nitrogen will be coming back to the denitrification process also from the Earth side. Actually, when the nitrogen is there in the atmosphere, that nitrogen is very important component in the protein. Without that protein or nitrogen content, there will not be a growth of any plant or animal, including human being. So that nitrogen, how we can take? We have to, the major source of nitrogen is atmosphere only, air only. From the air, how it is coming to the living things through the process of precipitation, which is nothing but rain. And another one is the same nitrogen is fixed by some specialized bacteria which is lying in the soil, that is being trapped into the soil. It will be entrapped by the plants. So that is stored in the plants. When we are eating that plant material, we and other animals are, that is human being and other animals are getting that nitrogen. And this nitrogen will be going back to the atmosphere by denitrification process, as well as by burning of animals and plant material. So this is playing major role for the growth of all living things. And another one important is oxygen exchange between the atmosphere and through the process of, we all know that photosynthesis and the respiration process. Photosynthesis means, which is nothing but when the carbon dioxide and water, which are chemically converted into glucose with the help of sunlight and also the chlorophyll which is present in the plant. And the respiration, which is something opposite to this photosynthesis process, where the oxygen is combined with the whatever the plant material producing that food, that is called glucose, or we can say carbohydrate in some way, which is chemically released into the energy for metabolism. Then the whatever it may be, either living things or animals or plants, they will get that energy, and that energy will be used for the growth and other metabolism. Then when this is happening, then oxygen is used for burning of that glucose, which releases carbon dioxide and water again back to the atmosphere. So when these two things, when we have considered, the balance of carbon dioxide and water molecule which gets from the atmosphere, which is going back to the atmosphere, both are compensate. And nitrogen, how it comes, how it goes back to the atmosphere, it is balanced. But whatever the variable gases which I am going to tell about that, that is the parameter, culprit we can say, which affects our environment and which creates a huge problem as in the form of pollution. We'll see how it affects one by one. At the same time, all these variable gases are very important to the life also. So how it became? Because water vapor, people are telling that is a variable gases which changes the weather, which is nothing but a climate change. But without water vapor, you just imagine that there will not be any rain at all. But how it became a pollutant, we'll see. For example, the water vapor concentration in the atmosphere, which is nothing but 0.025%, but the concentration is varied in the atmosphere, both spatially, temporally. Because of this variation, there is a huge difference in temperature and pressure. Due to that, the weather changes has occurred. The highest concentration of water vapor are found near the equator, over the ocean, and the tropical rainforest area. At the same time, cold polar areas and subtropical continental deserts will take, there are the location where the water vapor concentration is almost 0%. One place there is a maximum water vapor, and in another region it is 0%. Then how the living thing can be survived? Because of that, we are considering that the water vapor which plays major role on climate change or weather changes. Because the water vapor has several important functional role on our planet, that is, which distributes the heat energy into our Earth atmosphere, that is through the latent heat of vaporization or latent heat exchange. Latent heat exchange means, anyone know that what is meant by latent heat exchange? Hello?
No, ma'am.
Latent heat exchange means, I will tell you, when you each and every product have their own specific heat capacity. Okay. Water means which has a specific heat capacity of 1000 calories. If you take diesel, petrol, each and everywhere it has a calorific value. Otherwise, they are telling in the term of calorific value. Specific heat capacity means the amount of heat energy released when the temperature is increased through 1 Kelvin, when you heat the substance of 1 kg. So when you are heating like that, whatever the stored energy is there in the water, that will be started releasing. That releasing heat, if you give enough heat also, the amount of heat will be evolved, but there will not be any temperature changes till all the molecules will be reached into that condition. That energy is called latent heat energy. That heat is called latent heat. For example, for your easy understanding, I will tell you. You take 1 kg of or 1 liter of water. You start heat it. What will happen? That and put the thermometer inside the container. You just check the temperature. When you are heating, the water temperature will keep on increasing. Once it reaches 90-91 degrees centigrade, the rate of heat increases will be slow till it reaches 100 degrees centigrade. After 98 to 100, it takes very long time to reach. Once it reaches 100 degrees centigrade means, for quite a long time, there will not be any change in temperature. It retains there for quite a long time, which means that whatever the molecule or how many molecules are there in the water, all the molecules are reaching into that 100 degrees centigrade. So till that, there will not be any increase of temperature. You can say that, Madam, 100 degrees centigrade, all the water molecule will be vaporized. That is true, but immediately it will not happen. It takes some time. If you close the container, then again the temperature will increase. You know what is the temperature of pressure cooker? Hello? What is the temperature of pressure cooker?
100 above, madam. 100 above, 100 Celsius.
Yeah, when how long the pressure is up to 1 atmosphere, When you are heating the water at 1 atmospheric pressure, the maximum temperature will increase up to 100 degrees centigrade or 98, 99 degrees centigrade. Once it reaches 100 means it takes quite a long time to change the temperature if you give pressure more than 1 atmosphere also. When it reaches that condition means whatever the heat we are giving, that will be absorbed by all the water molecule, and when all the water molecule reaches into 100 degrees centigrade, that heat is called latent heat. There, the heat evaporation will be there. That heat can be evaporated in the form of vapor into the atmosphere. That heat is very important in the atmosphere for distribute the energy for survival or movement of things from one place to another place. If it is not there, there will not be movement of anything. We cannot do anything in the atmosphere. If it is not moving or it is not condensing, means there will not be any rainfall, then there is no living things on the earth's surface. So this is a very important parameter of variable gases in the atmosphere, which decide the climatic change or weather condition. Okay, this is about the water vapor. Now I'll tell you about the pressure cooker. This is an extra information. Pressure cooker temperature will go more than 120 degrees centigrade. Maximum is 120. Sometimes nowadays some modification is being made for in designing. It will be increases 1 or 2 or maximum 5 degrees centigrade extra. But the pressure is maximum of more than 1 atmospheric pressure. Whenever the pressure increases, the temperature also will be increases for water. Based on the water pressure temperature only, the pressure cooker is being designed. At the same time, if people are using the steam for power plant and industrial application, they are saying that in the steam temperature is more than 1000 degree also somewhere. Have you heard about it? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So how is it possible? Even 100 degrees centigrade, we cannot reach the water temperature at our home. But people are making a steam at more than 1000 degree, 800 degrees centigrade, 1000, 1200, 1500 degrees centigrade also. How is it possible? They are pressurizing them. When the pressure increases, PV, according to the formula PV equal to nRT, then the temperature also increases. So corresponding temperature, corresponding pressure, there is a correlation is there. 1000 degrees centigrade, if you want, means how much pressure you have to maintain based on the set formula, you have to calculate and maintain. Based on this only, the people are making industrial boiler and everything for power generation and for process development. This is about, now clear, that is about the pressure cooker. Now I told about the water vapor contribution in weather changes. Is it clear? If it is not clear, I will tell again. That's what I wanted to ask you. Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
Okay, fine. Thank you. And the next one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is one of the important variable gases. But this gas is fifth abundant gas in the atmosphere. And the volume of this gas is increased by over 35% in the last few years, 300 years, people said in your book. Actually, the problem of this gas is primarily which is increased by earlier days by burning of this fossil fuels, deforestation, and burning of other organic material and land use changes. These are all the important sources for release of this carbon dioxide for increase of 35% of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Nowadays, what would be the reason for releasing of more carbon dioxide? Anyone can answer to me? Everyone is talking about this greenhouse effect and global warming. Because of that, the atmospheric temperature is increased. And people are telling about that there is a hole in the ozone layer also. Have you heard about it? No one was hearing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So all these things happen because of this increase of concentration of carbon dioxide only. Now my question is, what is the major source for release of carbon dioxide?
Transportation.
Transportation, then?
Industrial operations.
Industrial operation, actually we should not say simply, specifically. From pharma industry, yeah, tell me, sir.
Maybe from thermal power plants.
Yes, that could be the major source. Okay,
Yeah.
because in the thermal power plant, what fuel they are using?
Coal, ma'am.
Coal.
Coal.
What is okay? What is coal? Coal means what?
It is natural resource.
Okay, coal means what? How the coal is formed? Coal, which is nothing but generally we termed as means it is called a carbon material or carbonaceous material. This carbonaceous material, how people are getting? From where they are getting? How it formed? Any industry are making a coal?
No, it is
No. Somebody is opening. Yes, correct. You start, I will complete.
no.
Maybe-
It is not a making. It is natural resources,
Okay.
and it is mixed with some various materials degradable in a part of soil.
Okay. What is the raw material for forming that food? That is
For form-
formed from they are taking out or digging out or dug out from the soil only. That is correct. Okay. Everywhere it is not available. Only in few places that is available. Okay. What is the source for this formation of coal? Not only for coal, oil, even natural gas, for all the things, the source is same only. So what is the source for forming this coal?
Wood, man.
Wood. You are telling that wood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, of course that is correct only. Then
It is sources of carbon dioxide and carbon.
no, absolutely wrong. Anyone else? You can put up your effort, then I can help you out. People, whenever you are reflecting, I am telling you correct or wrong means you listen me carefully. Okay, I ask you one question. Any one of you are writing any exam? Any competitive exam or UGC, something like that?
Yes, ma'am. We are preparing for exam.
What exam? What exam?
Competitive exams, ma'am. SSC.
Okay, very good. Then whatever I am saying in the class, each and every term is important for your exam. You take,
Okay.
either you take it as an elective paper or general knowledge paper. Around 40% of questions are from environmental science only. I am correct?
Oh.
Yes, madam. Yeah.
Okay. So when you listen the class carefully means whatever I fled out here and there, that could be the answer for all the questions. You listen me carefully, you can attend all the classes. All the questions. So I will tell you actually how the coal, oil and natural gas form naturally. Whatever the plant leaves, we can say plant litter, that falls on the ground, isn't it? Over
Madam,
the
can you
period of
repeat again? Just a moment. Can you repeat again?
okay, fine,
cannot.
no problem. Plant material, plant leaves or plant littering or after people will clean the form. What they are doing, they are burning or simply the leaf materials are falling and which goes into the underground. By natural process or through the rain, it reaches into the underground. We can say leaf littering that. Over the
Just a moment,
period of
madam. Some abnormal sound is getting from you.
from your side and from not from my side, you people have to. Otherwise, can I mute?
I think, sir, Ravi garu, మీరు మ్యూట్ చేయాలి సార్.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, madam. Yeah.
Okay, fine. That is called leaf littering. When it fall into the ground, all this plant material will undergo decomposition. Decomposition means what? Anyone can answer to me?
Degradation.
Degradation, decomposition. Degradation is decomposition. Both are similar meaning. Only little technical difference is there between these two. While taking the class, I will explain. Don't worry about it. Decomposition is taking place when the leaf litter is going into the underground. So what are all the plant material are we can say, including human body also, that is organic material only. Those organic material which undergoes decomposition, many bacteria, many viruses, many microorganisms are involved for that decomposition. Decomposition means, which is nothing but this organism or microbes which act on this organic matter, which break down the complex material into small compounds. And when the breakdown is going on, this organic matter, plant material and human body, all are an organic material that may have n number of organic compounds. That may be in the form of sugars, carbohydrates, many things will be there. At that time, some of the alcohol, some of the fatty acid, that is organic acid, aldehydes, ketones, many compounds will be released. When the decomposition is happening like that, some of the component will be saturated, some of the compound will be unsaturated. The saturated compound, again, it will undergo decomposition. The unsaturated component, suddenly it will be polymerized into particular form. The polymerized product may be liquid form, or may be solid form, or may be gaseous form, which depends on what kind of decomposition is taking place. This decomposition mainly depends upon earth crust pressure and temperature, and how the layers are there in the underground. It's based on that, the rate of decomposition, the kind of decomposition, and the kind of polymerization will take place. So due to that process, continuously the decomposition will take place. Continuously the polymerization will take place. The carbon which lies in the form of solid means, which based on the temperature and pressure of earth crust, somewhere it forms in the form of liquid. That is also based on the same concept. If it is solid means, that is called coal. If it is liquid means, that is called crude oil. Somewhere now natural gas is also coming out by this decomposition process. Only it forms in the atmosphere. When continuously the decomposition process will undergo for many years, hundreds to thousands of years. After these many years, this product will form. It is accumulated in the atmosphere many hundreds or thousands of years. So it is accumulated in one area, or the natural resources formed in one area means, which based on the earth depth and pressure and temperature placed on that particular region. It moved from one area to another area, which will reach into the reserves area. There it will be stored, the people will be identified and they can get it. Based on the polymerization process, the quality of the product also will be varied. For this coal, they have categorized based on the quality. That is peat, it is the lowest quality. Next to the peat, that is called a lignite. Then bituminous, subbituminous, anthracite, semi-anthracite. On this categorization people made on the basis of carbon content. Anthracite is the topmost quality, which contains more carbon than the other category of coal. The peat is the PEAT. Peat is the lowest quality, which contains less carbon. Understand? The same thing it is happening in oil also. That generally they have termed as crude oil. Somewhere when the distillation is going on, the petroleum content will be more. Somewhere the diesel content will be more. The same concept will be applicable for that also. Somewhere the natural gas will be formed. The natural gas means what? Anyone can name it? What is meant by natural gas? People are saying that natural gas is here and there. Even in Andhra or Telangana also it's there. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you say what is meant by natural gas? Compressed natural gas, CNG people are using in engines. No, what is that gas? In auto, bus, car, air.
Methane.
LPG.
Yeah, that is methane gas. That gas is formed from the underground. The same phenomena is applicable there also. Where it is stored there, they find out that is the reserves. In there, people are taking up. This is the formation of coal, oil, and natural gas. Now, where we are, this carbon dioxide. Where we jumped? Can you remember it?
From carbon dioxide, madam. We are discussing about carbon dioxide.
Okay, this carbon dioxide is earlier days it is formed from the fossil fuel burning, deforestation, and other land use changes. Land use change means what? Land use change. Many forest area people have converted into some industries. Some people are in living area. Somewhere people have made it in industries. Sorry, institutes also. And some of the cultivable land is also converted in the same manner. So like that, when they are happening, whatever the grazing is there, they have to change it. They have to demolish that. They have to remove it. That is called land use changes. Because of that, they have to burn a lot of plantation. Due to that, also the carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. Nowadays, now we are in the modern world. For 24 hours, we need to have light and fan and AC. And we need to have, even for small distance also, any sort of automobiles, either 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler, 3-wheeler, 6-wheeler, 8-wheeler, whatever it may be. And to meet that modern civilization, many industries have developed for those industrial process as well as for power generation. The burning of fossil and other related things are keep on increasing. Due to that, the release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere is more. Automobile industry is taking major role next to thermal power plant for release of carbon dioxide. But in 19th century, they have categorized only 3. In 21st century, I can say it is categorized by many things, including automobiles and other industries. And another important things about this carbon dioxide is one of the major greenhouse gas, and the human caused carbon dioxide only is the major source for increasing the concentration of this carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which strengthen the greenhouse effect and ultimately which reflected on the global warming. And the past over 100 years, the globe, because of global warming, around 20 to 30 centimeter height of ice started melted in polar region. 20 to 30 centimeter, don't think that it is very small. When it is 20 to 30 centimeter thickness ice means it would have been crossed more than 3-4 islands. Then in that island, how many lakhs of people would have lived? We can imagine everything went into the sea, submerged. So it is very critical factor. We are living very safely and we are very happy. But people, those who are living in that area, they are really suffered. Unknowingly happened. Suddenly it will happen. And what happened everywhere, where it happened, no one can find out. To find out that effect, it takes very long time. And after that, what is the use to find out? That is the impact of increase of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Okay. And the next one is, this carbon dioxide is naturally exchanged between the atmosphere and the living things or life through the process of photosynthesis and the respiration. Already I told you. And the next important greenhouse is methane gas. Actually, since 1750, this methane concentration in the atmosphere has increased by more than 150%, they are telling. If you go very deeply about this methane, we will be highly surprised. Really, these are all the source for methane concentration. We'll see what are they. Actually, the primary source for this methane concentration in the atmosphere is, one is rice cultivation, very, very important process. And next one is domestic grazing animals, whatever the animals we are growing at home, termites, landfills, coal mining, and oil and gas extraction process also. Why the rice cultivation is becoming the major role, they are telling. Actually, in rice cultivation, people have to maintain that weather conditions supposed to be wet always, isn't it? If it becomes dry, means the rice yield will not be sufficient. So the people always maintain the water level in rice cultivation, or they make it wet always in the rice field. Isn't it? I am correct or not? Rice field is supposed to be always wet. No one knows about agriculture. Hello?
Yeah, madam.
I am asking the question that anyone, if you know, means please respond to me. Rice field supposed to be wet always, or we have to maintain the water level in that? We have to maintain water level. Okay. When we are maintaining the water level in the field, and the field is it's looking like very dark also, there will not be much space between one plant to another plant. Is it look like that?
No, madam. It is separate, different.
Okay, if sunlight is falling, means will it reaches into that root level like that, the field? No. Yes. Is it like that? Because the report is telling that not only from India and China very eagerly worked on this particular issue. Actually, what they are telling, in rice cultivation, the major food material for India and China is rice only. Are you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
So we are cultivating more rice than anything else. So when the anaerobic condition associated with this paddy flooding, resulting in the formation of methane gas. Methane gas, which is nothing but gas which released from the anaerobic process by bacteria. Anaerobic process means the biological process are taking place in two ways. One is an anaerobic way, another one is in anaerobic way. Aerobic way means the biological process taking place means whatever the bacteria or a virus which involved that survives in the presence of air or oxygen is called aerobic process. Which survives or live without oxygen means or without air means that is called anaerobic process. Anaerobic process. So what they are telling, when the people are cultivating this rice or paddy, there the field is very dark, very thick. And also they are always maintaining the water level in the field, which makes something like an anaerobic condition in the field. This anaerobic condition associated with this flood water level in the field, which makes the formation of methane gas from the rice field, which releases into the atmosphere. They are telling like this. Because of this methane release from the rice field, which makes more than 50% of contribution of methane into the atmosphere like this. For this research, people have worked like anything, but they cannot quantify exact quantity of release of methane into the atmosphere. But they have assured that more than 50% of carbon methane may be released from the paddy field, but exactly this much they cannot quantify. This is the problem of this. And another Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is fine.
No. What happened in the middle? I couldn't get.
Yeah, we could not hear you, madam. Your voice is breaking. Now it is fine.
Okay, actually for me it is disconnected and it is connecting like that. It was showing. Even I could not understand what happened.
Yeah, now it is
Okay,
fine, ma'am.
Okay, fine. And this is about the methane. And the next one is about a greenhouse gas. Next greenhouse is a nitrous oxide. Actually, nitrous oxide people used to mention, not denoted in environmental science, that is NOx, which has NO2, NO, N2O3, N2O5, and N2O also. All these oxides cannot be denoted separately. So always it is being denoted capital M, capital O, and a suffix X, NOx like that only. So why it became a greenhouse gas effect? Because the average concentration of this particular gas is increased only at the rate of 0.2% to 0.3% per year only. But even though this concentration is not much while compared to the other greenhouse gases, but still it is a greenhouse gas because the important impact of this release of oxides of nitrogen into the atmosphere is which makes the artificial increase of nutrient in the ecosystem. When it we can say that is called a fertilization. When they are doing like this, or extreme increase of nutrients in the atmosphere, that is called eutrophication. When eutrophication happen means when the entire aquatic habitat spoiled, which makes the species exclusion. Species exclusion means it became a rare species. Somewhere it will be, if it is affect the aquatic system means aquasystem, or it may has n number of animals and plants we may not know. Even normally we can say by seeing the things, this is the plant, this is the animal, but in see how many animals, how many plants are there, we could not see. But wherever this eutrophication is happening, which makes a nutrient poison to the aquatic system, which kill those organisms or animals and plants, so which makes that endangerous to the species. For your kind information, I am telling that from our aquatic system, we have medicine for all sort of diseases. But we could not find out now which plant material or which aquatic animal or plants for what kind of disease. Even people used to say in writings for HIV infection also people have, especially in India, we have medicine. But right now people could not be able to find out which plant or which part of aquatic plant or animal is for that, because those species cannot be identified. That is the reason. So the plant or animal which became not appearing, that is called exclusion. That will happen due to this eutrophication or enrichment of nutrient. This will happen wherever the oxides of nitrogen will be increased in the system. And this may not be considered as a important greenhouse gas, but it is one of the important greenhouse gas. This has been released into the atmosphere by land use conversion, fossil fuel burning, and biomass conversion. Sometime it may be happening by nitrification, denitrification process also involving for that. And sometimes the land use changes, for example, conversion of forests, savanna and grassland ecosystem into the agriculture field. That time also a lot of nitrogen may be released into the atmosphere. And nitrogen or dioxide released into the atmosphere majorly through fossil fuel burning and biomass burning only. But anyhow, 50 to 0.2% of nitrous oxide is estimated through the process of this land use pattern only. Land use pattern, because it is not a very small amount. Land use pattern, they are telling means many hundreds of acres or hectares of land, they are immediately burned out to make the flat land. When people used to say forest fire, it happens means which releases huge quantity of nitrous oxide into the atmosphere. Similarly, the land use conversion also makes a lot of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. These are all the source for this oxides of nitrogen. People are saying the nitrous oxide, but still I am saying use the term oxides of nitrogen will be better than that. The next important greenhouse gas is ozone. Actually, it is very, very difficult to determine the concentration of ozone in the atmosphere because the past few years, more than 25 years, there is no data available how much it was. If it is, the data is available, how much it is now. From that comparison, we can identify how much it is damaged. But that comparison we could not able to do due to the unavailability of quality or quantity of data for this particular approach. Whatever it may be, the concentration of ozone gas are found in the atmosphere. That is actually two different reasons are very important for this is for ozone. One is the majority of around 97% of ozone is being accumulated in the stratosphere area. That is about 15 to 55 kilometers above the Earth's surface altitude, not altitude. The stratospheric ozone is very, very important role, which gives good life or which serves life to the Earth's surface, which protect the ultraviolet radiation, which harmful to the living things, not only to the human being, to the animals and plants. So it is protecting the from the harmful radiation that is in the form of ultraviolet radiation, which behaves like a blanket, which absorbs that ultraviolet radiation, which passes only the visible radiation into the atmosphere. That visible radiation, if it falls on us, nothing will happen. If ultraviolet radiation falls on us, which makes cancer, many diseases to the human being, and which affect the plant system also severely. And the stratospheric ozone, which provides, I said, important light, but that stratospheric ozone is being damaged by many sources. That is around people were found that there is a hole in ozone and particular region where exactly it is 65 degree north to 65 degrees south latitude. At least a minimum of 3% decrease in ozone was found out in 1978. Right now, how much it could be damaged, that data not yet be available, because before that how much it was not available, data was not available. That prediction they made based on the progressive basis, exponential basis only they found it. There is no comparison data that is based on the calculated data. This stratospheric oxygen decreased due to the buildup of human created chlorofluorocarbon in the atmosphere. When the people have released chlorofluorocarbon into the atmosphere, this chlorofluorocarbon reacts with the nitrogen in the atmosphere, and along with the sunlight, that photons, which reacts, which makes the oxides of nitrogen. That oxides of nitrogen which undergo further splits of NO and O. That NO will become active, that reacts, which spoils the ozone in the atmosphere, which breaks the ozone means which is nothing but O3. The O3 molecule will be break down into O2 and O, so which is nothing but when it breaks the ozone, it makes a hole in the ozone layer. If the hole formation is being increased, means which allows the ultraviolet radiation falling on the Earth's surface. If it falls, means which affect the entire ecosystem, including human beings. This is the impact of this ozone gas on the atmosphere. So whatever the 5 components we have seen, that is water vapor, methane, carbon dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, and ozone. These 5 components are plays more major role in controlling or changing the climate change or weather conditions. If it is all right, then there will not be any pollution, there will not be any major impact on the atmosphere. And also ozone is heavily concentrated in the Earth atmosphere in and around cities. Most of the ozone is created by the byproduct, which is human created photochemical smog only. About the smog, we'll have one separate unit. When you are studying this smog unit, you will be highly surprised. Really this much big problem is forming because of smog, you may surprised, because the smog killed more than lakhs and lakhs of people in some countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, like the countries, in 19th century, end of 19th century. And this buildup, which one? This photochemical smog buildup. Ozone is toxic to organism they living in the Earth's atmosphere. So both this ozone and smog are having that similar kind of effect into the atmosphere. At the same time, now I can argue with you people, ozone is not a poisonous gas. Ozone is a friendly gas. Ozone is a friendly gas. And without ozone, we can't live. At the same time, it is a pollutant. So which one you will choose? Ozone is a pollutant or not? Ozone is a friendly gas or not? Ozone is helpful gases or not? Or it is harmful gases or not? The four option people will give me which one is the correct answer?
It is a pollutant, ma'am.
It is a pollutant, okay? Then, anyone else? Anyone else? People are there or not?
Yes, madam. Already he told polluted gas.
Okay. I told you a few seconds before when the ozone is a very good gas which protects us from the ultraviolet radiation, isn't it? Which is very harmful. Ultraviolet radiation is a harmful gas. This ozone will help us, or the ozone helps us to protect from the ultraviolet radiation. If the ultraviolet radiation falling on us directly means it affects the plant system entirely. It affects the human life also spoiled entirely because if it falls on the eyes, which affect the eye cataract, if it falls on the skin, which makes cancer, different types of cancer, we cannot escape from that. There is no alternative to that. From that harmful effect will be protected by this ozone. At the same time, I only said this is fifth important variable gases for climate change or weather change. And if it react with something else, which makes problem also, I said. And it affects the plant system, it affects the animal system, even non-living things also will be affected by this. Somewhere I said it is good, somewhere I said it is bad. Now the thing is, where it is good, where it is bad, we have to find out. So, ozone is really a friendly gas. It is a useful gas which protects us from the harmful ultraviolet radiation. Those are all correct. Where when it is existing as it is in the layer in the stratospheric condition, that is 15 to 55 kilometers above from the Earth's surface. When it is there, it is useful gas. At the same time, the ozone gas which is made by human being, by our own mind, it became a poisonous gas. Understand the difference? Because ozone is one of the important coolant. In many industrial process, people are using that. Like a freon gas, this ozone also can be used as. But based on the place where it is being made, where it is occurred by nature, it is being classified as it is a dangerous or it is a friendly gas. Understood? Not clear?
Yes, madam.
Not clear?
No, it is clear. Yes, madam.
Okay, fine. It is already 3-2. I am winding up in this unit right now. Whatever I have spoken, actually, what is their pollution, pollutant, that is very important. About that, I didn't say much because I have already handled 2 classes in offline about that. If you people have any doubt on what is meant by air pollution, what are the air pollution, those things, if you have means, you can ask me at any time. So now I wind up this particular subject. Next class, we will see what is the structure of atmosphere.